Wonderful to have you here today, the one and the only. Introduce yourself.
Christopher Collins, or Chris Collins, actor, artist.
So acting. What are some of the best assets an actor can have to give a great performance?
I think the best asset an actor can have to give a great performance is to stay present and to always listen.
I like that. So how do you become a good actor?
Applying what you learn, constantly studying, constantly pushing yourself to be greater and different.
In your opinion, would you say the best learning experience is being on set, learning hands-on, or studying in the books, film class? Which one do you prefer?
Always gonna be hands-on. You can study all day, but if you don't learn how to apply it, it's
Yeah. So what do you study to get better?
everything. Film, plays, scripts, study animals, and when I go out on a daily basis, I'm always constantly people watching.
So what is script analysis and how important is it to the actor?
Script analysis is, in my opinion, is your ability to take a script, take the facts from the script, and apply them to a character. And what's the second part of the question?
How important is it to the actor?
Oh, it's detrimental. I think it's detrimental. I think it's the most important thing to bringing a character to life. Being able to pull those facts from a script.
What is character development?
Character development is, those kind of go hand in hand. Character development is like figuring out the type of person your character is. Like their tics, what makes them mad, what makes them happy, what it's like I kind of want to say a breakthrough for them. Like what will get their gears going in a sense.
So you would say that's important.
Very.
And what about backstory? That all goes into character development as well?
Backstories are important because when you are acting, you're recreating life. You're not necessarily recreating your own life, even though you are the vessel that's portraying this character. You are recreating a life from someone completely different from you. So you want to be able to pinpoint what it was like growing up. Because as we know, if you grew up in the ghetto or if you grew up in the projects, it's different, completely different than growing up in the suburbs. Those gonna make those two people act completely different.
How important is it for you to find the character's needs or wants inside the script?
These are all important. That is, if we was gonna list it, probably 3 or 4, because even in life, because acting is recreating life, you never go into something not wanting or needing something. You don't walk in a room and just stand in a room. You go in that room for a specific reason, same as your character. They go meet somebody for a specific reason. If they don't get it, it's not entertaining. If they don't get it, it's kind of sad. And everybody wants to try to win. So you're always pursuing what you want and need. That's just human nature.
What is your technique or routine and how you approach a role?
Okay, so my routine is, first I start off reading my script at least like 4 or 5 times before I write anything down. So I have a general understanding of what the story is about, what my character wants. Then from there, I take a list of what's similar between me and my character. I take a list of who's in the story, what their relationship is to my character, and then I do a third list of what people say and what the scripts say about my character. Then once I get all those things, I go back, take a whole nother piece of paper, start developing a backstory. And while I'm doing this, I'm constantly reading the script at least once a day. Then I start trying to develop certain characteristics about my character. Then I finally go outside and I apply those characteristics.
Is there a specific technique that you mainly use while you're acting?
I'm not gonna say there's a specific one. I take something from each technique, Chubbuck, Stanislavski, and I try to apply those. They all go hand in hand in helping me bring a character to life.
How important is focus for an actor?
That's another big one. Focus is very important because, again, tapping back into life, you never go into a place like, oh, who's watching, or you don't think about what could go wrong in a sense. You always focus on what you want and what you can gain. And people, once you get that focus, you try your hardest to always attain that. And the same as in acting. You figure out what your character want and need, and you just focus on that intently, and you do whatever you can to get to that. And that makes a performance really, really pop.
What are some tips that you use to stay focused?
Some tips I use to stay focused. I don't necessarily know if there's any tips.
Or tips that you can give to others to help them stay focused. Like, what do you do?
What do? I generally just constantly stay in the mindset of my character. Like, even off set when we wrap for the day or before rehearsals start, I'm constantly thinking like, okay, I know my character's like this. What would he eat today? What would he do? I try to like fully immerse myself in the character.
For all the new actors starting their acting journey, what are some do's and what are some don'ts that you can give to them?
Do study. Do seek out classes that help you develop characters, break down scripts, score scripts. Do be diligent in your work. Don't get into this for the fame. If you are passionate about what you do, that extra stuff gonna come. Don't get into this for the fame. Don't half-ass, because then you let down your scene partner, and that's not right. I think that's probably it for my do's and don'ts.
Oh, how important are rehearsals to you?
Rehearsals are very important to me because that's a space where you can take like everything I just talked about, your character development, your script analysis, what you build up as a character, you can go and apply it in front of the director, writers, producers, and your scene partners and see what's effective and what's not effective. And you can go make changes to make your performance that much better.
So would you say that is an important key to the whole building your character?
Yes.
You should take rehearsal seriously?
Always. Anytime you get a chance to perform any part of your work that you do as an actor,
Beforehand?
you should always take it serious. Even if it's just you in your room by yourself or in a mirror, always take it serious. It's do or die.
Do or die, I like that. What would you say is the difference in film and in theater?
Theater is a whole different beast. I learned that the hard way. There's no redos. It's either you know it or you're gonna bomb. So theater is, like I said, is a whole different beast in that sense of how hard and rigid you prepare, and it really weeds out who's serious about the craft. In film, don't get me wrong, film is beautiful, I love it, but you get takes. You can mess up in film and then they're like, you know what, it's cool, run it back. On stage, you mess up, them lights on you, you got full house staring at you, you got to do something. So they two completely different beasts. And I encourage anybody to try both of them. If you're passionate about acting, try both of them. I started off in film. I went to stage and I fell in love. I want to get back. So try both of them.
Which one do you prefer?
Film. Film, but I do think there's a lot to learn from stage, because there's a lot of actors that do a lot of stage. They have a lot of knowledge that they're willing to pass on, and you can always apply that to film.
Give one piece of advice to anyone out there struggling with confidence.
If you're struggling with confidence, I need you to understand that it's... If you're struggling with confidence, oh man, that's a tough one. If you're struggling with confidence, understand that you're here for a reason. You might feel a type of way about your day, your week, but you're special. You're extremely special. That's the reason why you're here. If you wasn't special, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't be here. Just take your time with whatever it is you're doing. Do the work, whether it's acting or school. Take your time to study. And just trust your efforts. Whatever you do, trust the work that you put in and go out and just have fun.